Stevie J here for Glow Up or Shut Up Wrestling Observer and AngryMarks.com. And if you like decisions, well, the UFC Fight Pass prelims on this night were for you. Zubair Tukhugov defeated Douglas Silva de Andrade 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 in the opening bout. Then at welterweight, Ildemar Alcantara beat Albert Tumanov with a split decision 28-29, 29-28, and 30-27. At featherweight, Felipe Aranches beat Maximo Blanco 29-27 across the board. There was a 1-point deduction on Blanco for an illegal blow. Then we had Yuri Alcantara versus Wilson Hayes. He won this fight also by split decision 28-29, 30-27 times 2, all going to Alcantara. Francisco Trinaldo defeated Jesse Ronson, the first North American fighter on the card, and another split decision, 28-29, 29-28, and 30-27 going the way of Trinaldo. Rodrigo Dam defeated Ivan George, unanimous decision this time, 29-28 across the board. And in the final Fight Pass prelim, featuring two former Ultimate Fighter competitors, Joe Proctor defeated Cristiano Marcelo, 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28. So, finally, we move on to the televised fights, and things started getting better, because Charles Oliveira defeated Andy Ogle with a triangle choke at 2:40 of the third round, the first finish of the whole card. Then, at welterweight, Nicholas Masoki and Viscardi Andrade had a somewhat lackluster fight, but I guess if you like Masoki coming back from nearly being knocked out in the first round, then you probably enjoyed it, because that's what he did. He won 29-28 times 3. Andrade was so confident that he had finished Masoki that he walked away and started celebrating, then realized the referee hadn't stopped the fight and had to come back and keep fighting. So it's debatable if he had poured it on whether he would have gotten the finish or not. We'll never know. At welterweight, Eric Silva needed very little time to finish Takanori Sato, 52 seconds of the first round by knockout. One of the craziest things you'll ever see is that when Sato was in trouble from a body shot, he tried to go for a single leg, and Silva started hitting him with reverse heel kicks. Then he just went to a traditional finish, pounding him out on the ground for the stoppage. Jacare Souza beat Francis Carmont 29-28 times 2 and 30-27. Was not really ever in any doubt. He won the first and third round decisively. The second round's probably the only one that you could flip. And in the last minute of the fight, he had Carmont's back and was trying to finish, but couldn't get it done. Still, the crowd reacted big to everything that he did. He was the home country favorite on this night. Speaking of home country favorites, in the main event, Lyoto Machida went for the full 5 rounds, but it was never in any doubt, as he won 49-46 and 50-45 times 2, because he was just too elusive for Mousasi, who could never really put a hand on him except for the occasional jab or hook. And Machida was rocking him at times with wacky stuff. I mean, he did a twisting side body double kick. He did spinning cartwheel head kicks. It was the Machida karate that you know and love. Well, maybe you don't love it if you don't like him always outpointing his opponents, because he doesn't always get the finish. When he does, it's spectacular. When he doesn't, it goes the distance. Personally, I like Machida's style. You can probably tell that from the posters behind me. But anyway, it was an impressive win, and he said he wants the champion if he gets the chance, and if not, he'll take anybody that the UFC puts in front of him and get over them to get to the title. Oh, and incidentally, in his post-fight interview, Jacare Souza said that he had messed up his right arm. He has fragments in it. Fragments of what? Bone, I would guess. But that he got down on his knees and asked God what to do, and God told him to fight. I guess God was right. That's your recap. I'm Stevie J.